Every momentum name the scanner caught this week is stretched well above its weekly average, and yet the signals keep printing. A lot to unpack tonight. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Totally Invests. Let's get into it. This scan ran through over 2,300 tickers and came back with more than 1,500 long setups and over 400 short setups, so there is plenty to cover. I will walk you through the top picks to keep on your radar heading into next week. As always, nothing here is financial advice. Do your own research and manage risk according to your own individual risk profile. Macro has a mild risk on lean right now, which sets a generally constructive tone for momentum and continuation setups. At the stock level, the picture is fairly balanced, with greed names slightly outnumbering fear names, so neither bulls nor bears have a clean edge at the index level. All right, kicking things off with the episodic pivots. These are names where a big catalyst gap already happened, and now we are watching how the stock drifts to see whether institutions are holding their shares. First EP on the radar is BLZE, and this one is a monster EP tier flag. The stock gapped up 44% on nearly 13 times normal volume after news broke of a massive CoreWeave AI deal, which is a serious catalyst. The drift is now 3 days in, and volume is declining, which is the right sign, but the range has not tightened yet, so the setup is not quite clean. What the scanner wants to see is that range start to compress before treating this as an actionable entry, so this one stays on the watch list until that tightening shows up. Next is Edgewell Personal Care, another monster EP tier name. The stock gapped 15% on 3.5 times normal volume. 3 days into the drift now, volume is fading, which is encouraging, but the range is still wide. Same situation as BLZE, the structure is moving in the right direction, but it is not coiled enough yet. Worth stalking for when that range starts to compress. Last EP is KB Home. The stock gapped 17% on nearly 4 times normal volume after earnings, and at 2 days in this is still a fresh setup. Volume is declining and the range is actually tightening already, which is a good early sign. Same setup here. Tightening range and volume is what we want to see. Now into the momentum picks. These are continuation setups where the breakout scanner is seeing strong structural alignment on both the daily and weekly time frames. One thing I have to flag up front, every single name in this list is extended above its weekly average, some significantly, so the framing here is not about chasing. It is about understanding where these trends are and managing accordingly. First up is DuPont. The scanner is flagging a fresh signal here, just 1 bar in, with ADX rising and early institutional flow starting to show up. The sentiment on the stock itself is in greed territory. Here's the thing though, the price is dramatically stretched above the weekly 9 EMA, further than anything else in this list. The scanner is not suggesting chasing this at all. If you are already in it, the setup would call for trailing stops and protecting gains rather than adding size here. Next is Micron Technology. Daily and weekly are both aligned bullish. ADX is strong and rising, and early flow is starting to build. The sentiment on Micron itself is deep in extreme greed, so the crowd is fully leaning long on this name. The price is also well extended above the weekly 9 EMA. For anyone already holding, the scanner suggests this is a trail and protect situation. And for anyone looking to get in, waiting for a pullback toward the rising weekly average is the smarter setup the data is pointing to. BlackBerry is next, and this one has been on a run. Daily and weekly aligned bullish, ADX strong and climbing, early flow showing up. Sentiment on the stock is in extreme greed, and it is sitting well extended from the weekly 9 EMA. Same message here. The trend is real, but the price is stretched. The scanner is not flagging this as a place to chase, one to watch for a healthy pullback toward the weekly mean before the setup gets interesting again. United Microelectronics is showing the strongest ADX reading in this entire list, which tells you the trend has real institutional momentum behind it. The flow on this name is in trend mode rather than early stage, meaning this move has been building for a while. Sentiment on the stock itself is in greed. The price is also well extended above the weekly 9 EMA though, so the scanner is saying the same thing it said about the others. This is not the spot to be adding aggressively. Rounding out the momentum picks is ALAB. Daily and weekly aligned bullish, ADX rising, and early flow building. Sentiment on this name is in extreme greed. It is extended above the weekly 9 EMA, though it is the least stretched of the group, which gives it a slightly more manageable profile. Still, the scanner would frame this as a watch for pullback situation rather than a jump in now setup. These next 3 names are in strong weekly uptrends, so these are not short ideas at all. The daily has just cooled off on each of them, which is what makes them interesting as potential pullback entries. Fortive Corporation is holding near the daily 9 EMA while the weekly trend stays fully intact. The daily sentiment has cooled noticeably below where the weekly is running, which is the divergence the scanner looks for in a dip setup. As long as price continues to hold near that daily 9 EMA and the weekly trend does not break, this is the kind of setup worth having on the radar. Mitsubishi MUFG Financial Group is showing a similar structure. The weekly trend is intact and the weekly 9 EMA is well below current price, giving the longer time frame plenty of room. The daily has cooled off relative to the weekly, and price is hovering near the daily 9 EMA. The scanner is watching to see if buyers step in at this level on fading sell volume. Delta Airlines has the deepest weekly cushion of the three, with the weekly 9 EMA a significant distance below current price, meaning there is a lot of runway in the longer time frame trend. The daily has cooled relative to the weekly, and price is sitting near the daily 9 EMA, worth watching to see if this level holds as a base for the next leg. These next two names are early exhaustion plays, not confirmed bottoms. Patience is the word here. Thomson Reuters has been in a seller-controlled streak for 13 weekly bars, which is the kind of length where exhaustion starts to become a real possibility. The ADX is falling, meaning the downtrend is losing momentum and price has reclaimed the daily 9 EMA, which is the first sign that buyers may be stepping in. Sentiment on the stock is in fear, which adds confluence to the washed out picture. The scanner is watching this one closely, but it is a stock setup, not a confirmation yet. Kyndryl Holdings has been in a bear streak for 7 weekly bars with a falling ADX, and price has also reclaimed the daily 9 EMA. Sentiment on the stock is in fear. Similar thesis to Thomson Reuters, early signs of seller exhaustion with the first structural reclaim showing up. The setup is worth tracking, but the scanner is waiting for more confirmation before treating it as anything more than early innings. Quick note before this section, short selling requires a margin account and carries real risk, so this is for experienced traders who understand the mechanics. Cipher Digital is flagged for distribution near its 52-week highs, with sentiment on the stock deep in extreme greed. Short interest is notable at over 16%, meaning a meaningful portion of the float is already betting against it. The scanner is not calling this a short here, but for anyone holding a long position, this is the kind of setup where the data suggests trimming size and tightening trailing stops. Smart money quietly handing off inventory is how these tops form. Credo Technology Group is showing a similar distribution signal near its highs, with sentiment on the stock also in extreme greed. Short interest here is lower, but the structural flag is the same. The scanner is framing this as a risk management alert for existing longs, not an aggressive short call. If you are sitting on gains in this name, the data is suggesting this is where you think about protecting them. All right, that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and as always, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research and always manage risk according to your own individual risk profile. Drop your favorite tickers in the comments below. I always enjoy seeing what you are watching. If you found this useful, hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss the next scan. Catch you in the next one.